Good morning. I wanted to show you this. This is what we're working on this week. And I'm going to be doing this on my Cricut craft room. And what I chose is this card. It's a card and it's on art philosophy and let's see, page 70. And what I liked about it is it has an unusual shape. And so what I'm going to do is I took and I made this 5.5 inches high. And then this little flap here, I took out this circle here, so it would be a solid. I did a height contour, and then I changed the width to be 4.25 inches wide, or in this case 8.5 inches wide, so that when I fold it, it's 4.5 inches. And I did it on the Cricut craft room. So let me just close up this and zoom me up here on my craft room, and let's see if we can't zoom out here. So we could see more of this. Now, this is an adorable card, and I can't wait to put it together. I do not have it cut yet. I just got it done. And, well, actually, I designed it a while back, but I altered it since then. Now, what I want to do is I want to be able to just point out, see this right here? I took, here, let me move up a little bit. I took the little alligator and I did the alligator at, and I'm trying to remember, I'm going to click on the alligator to find out. I did him at 4 inches high. And so I made a copy of the alligator and set it on the card itself. After I made, my height here is 5.5 inches, and I'll show you. Let me just click on this, and it's not letting me click on it. There we go. It's, oh, and I've got it wrong. It's 5.25 by 8.5. Well, it's going to stay that way. I can still adjust it. I'm going to adjust this. Okay, you're going to watch me work on this thing right now because I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to hide my back layers because my layers aren't going to change in size. What I've got to do is take the alligator off. So first thing I want to do is I want to edit my group, and I'm going to take the little baby alligator off and I'm going to set him on the side. I'm going to take this card and I am going to change this to 5.5. Okay, and then I'm going to put the little alligator back, set him on there so that just the top of his head shows ever so slightly, so that you can see him peeking above the card. Okay? See how I did that? Now, it is, and as you could see, it's set for welding, so it's welding. And what I want to do is I want to exit. I want to get rid of this bottom one. And delete the backspace that I deleted it. So let's take a look at this again. As soon as it lets me click on it, okay, it's 5.5, and it's still wrong. Okay, because when I made it larger in width. Okay, so we've got to edit the group again, move the little alligator off, and take this ratio button, and I'm going to turn you up a little bit, tip you up, so you see what I'm looking at right up here in this ratio button. It shows that it's 5.5 inches by 8.9. So I'm going to take the little chain link off, and I'm going to change my ratio here, delete what's in the box, and take that to 8.50 by 5.5. Now I've got the right size. It is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, and we're going to bring this back, and we're going to put the little alligator on there. He's peeking above the edge there. Click it. I'm going to exit. And this is a group. As you can see, it's a group on there. And so, and my camera's sliding. So hold on a minute. My camera's sliding off my thing here. Silly thing. Okay. Now that I have it grouped, I'm going to take a copy of it and paste it, and so it's right below, and it's going to cut the card 2 up. So as you can see, now when I did the alligator, all the pieces were 4 inches. Easy peasy, I just did 4 inches all the way through. Okay? And then I looked for a shape, a tag shape for this, and let's see where I've got that. I think right here. I looked for a tag shape, and I just closed out the little circle and made it the width to fit the width, the exact width that I wanted. And let's see if we can't hide this yellow, or the blue layer and the yellow layer. Put the blue back up. I've got it set so it fits inside of there, so the inside of my card, see how it's going to be? And it'll have space around it. I'm going to undo that move and leave it, and I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to start cutting. So I'll see you back in just a few minutes. Hi, I'm back. I've got everything cut out, and this card just turned out so cute. Now I am using this little stamp set from Close to My Heart, and it is the Wild Wonders Occasions, and I used It's About to Get Wild Around Here. Oops, you can't see it. It's About to Get Wild Around Here. And I used that stamp. And I also used the stamp set, by the way, the number is C1558. I also used sparkles, the little bitsy, they're like bitsy little sparkles, and I used them on the card. And I have everything here to show you how to put it together, and it went together so cute. And I have to show you this card. Look at this. Is this just too cute? Here, let me zoom in for you. See that? The little baby alligator. It's about to get wild around here. Isn't that just too adorable? So let's put this together. Now let me just wide angle this back out again so we can do that. And it's so simple to put together. You're going to love it. First off, I put the inside of the card together. And me and my ATG, you know that. I love my ATG guns. And it just makes it so much easier to just put it on. I know it's big and it kind of gets in the camera's way, but we can move a lot faster and it's a lot more economical. I've seen a couple of the sites on the message board lately where ladies have been asking again, so we must have some new members on the message board asking about whether these are worthwhile, and of course they are. Now I have to tell you, I had a little problem cutting this out. And it wasn't the cut or anything. It was my Cricut. I needed a new mat, so I changed the mat. Cut out another one. Well, it wasn't just the mat, it was also the blade. I've been cutting out so many cards, you know, getting ready for the card party and everything. I'm just so glad that I have all of that done. And now I can just do what I'm doing and just enjoy putting together my little cards. So instead of mass producing, although this one I ended up cutting out extra cards, as I always do. I cut out 2, and with that bottom I didn't know whether I could repair it or not, but I was able to do so. So I have 4 of these little baby cards, and I've got to get some stamps for the inside. I have a set somewhere. I couldn't find it if my life depended on it, other than this one, but I have some more ordered from Close to My Heart, so I'll probably stamp the inside later on. And I just scooped this up. I'll probably stamp the inside later, but we shall see. We shall see. Put your little alligator together, and it's so easy. And you know what? You could use the Google eyes. I didn't this time because I'm popping up the egg, and so I didn't want to use the Google eyes. And because this will probably be a mailed card, because I don't know too many people that are having babies anymore, because I'm old. Listen to me. You ever feel that way? Today's one of those days I feel old. I shouldn't, but it was my birthday yesterday. And I asked my husband, I'm getting ready for church, and I asked him, I said, so, do I look okay? You know how when you have a birthday you're insecure, you know? And you know what his comment was? Not too bad for an old broad. See how he is? So, of course, I shared that with my friends, that that's the comment my husband had about me. You'd think he could be nice, but no. I guess that's as nice as it gets, and I should be thankful for that. And look at me, I call him handsome all the time. But he is, so I guess that's okay. I hope you guys don't mind me talking. I enjoy talking to you every week. You know, I moved here to Alabama, and I do have a couple friends now, but there for the longest time I didn't. And you ladies were my only friends, and I'd get the comments, and I really appreciate the comments that you give. Now look at that. Is that too cute or what? We'll sneak in a little bit here. So now I did not pop-tot on that, but I'm going to turn my attention to this. It's about to get wild around here because that has to be put on, and I have the hardest time with these little, and it doesn't matter who makes them, anything with the little glue already on it. But I learned if I just slide it off. I'm okay when I got my fingernails, but as you know, I cut my fingernails off. So now I'm having a hard time. They were my little pen for doing stuff. So I got out this pick-me-up. I got that at Hobby Lobby, I think. Hobby Lobby, Joann, or Michael's. The only three places I shop at. Uh-oh. The glue part slid off of that. Put that on. The glue part slid off. It was sitting off on the side. So I got to put it back together here. Get it together. Boy, I wish I had fingernails. I'm about to get my... Put you on hold. I think I got it. I got it. Almost have it. Phew. That's a lot of work. It took me more time to put that silly thing on there, I'm sorry, than it did to put the card together. Good grief. And then on the back of the alligator, I'm just using regular glue. And as you can see, there's the top where it cut out perfect. And I did, and you know what? I thought about that afterwards. I forgot to tell you. On Crocs rule, this alligator is facing the opposite direction, and I just flipped it. And it's real easy to do on Cricut Craft Room. Just flip it. You can flip it up and down or side to side. And then put the little crocodile on there. See how it fits on real nice? Give you a little clue. Turn it over. And right here is where you're going to tell whether it's lined up properly or not. So you can adjust here on the back till you get them in just right, because remember, that's set to fit exactly right on the top. Now we're going to pop up the little message thing. It's about to get wild around here. And then our little card is done. Now, and then I'm going to make a suggestion for you ladies and gentlemen, if there's any men that are watching this. Always, always, always cut more than one card. You're going to have to, I mean, if you're using the craft room, you got to use a 12 by 12 sheet anyway. You might as well get the two cards out of it, you know. I want to get the egg above that. There we go. You're going to get the two cards out of it. Remember, I had a problem with the bottom, so I cut the extra set there. So I now have 4 cards. But I didn't want to put them all together, so what I did, and this is what I do all the time, I cut my cards, and let me get my little box out. I have a little box, and as you can see, it says cut cards on it. Oops, sorry, got it upside down. Cut cards. Whatever I got. I don't know whether it's upside down or right side up. And what I do is when I cut out extra cards, I automatically just bag them, and there's the 2 extra cards that I cut, and I put them in here to put together later on when I need something. On my good times again, I had an extra card. I made the little giraffe card, remember? Put 2 up on that, so I have an extra card. And for the card party before the last one, I had that card I forgot. Well, when I have a belated card, I've got one sitting there waiting. And the little hedgehog, I have it sitting waiting. All I have to do is put it together. The Let's Celebrate, all I have to do is put these together, and I put them in here, and so I always have cut cards. I mean, I have my boxes of A2 cards and large cards, etc., etc., but I always cut a spare so that I have it. And you know what I also do too? My little Sydney and my Brianna, they love to make cards. Now, Brianna doesn't live here, but I'm going to be sending her a couple cards in the near future where she can put together herself, and it'll all be cut out. And that's what I do, is I cut them ahead of time. And Sydney doesn't get to come to the card party, of course, because it's just us ladies. So what I do is I send home a little card for Sydney, and a card, 1 or 2 of them, where she can put it together. Now, what I also do when I'm making a card is the card that I make for myself, like I'm not sure what I'm doing. If there's any errors on the cut, which this time there was, and that's the card that I'm holding right now. And I'm going to zoom in on this so that you can see that. And you know what? I don't have a light on over here, and that's why it's a little bit darker. There, that's a little better. When I have an error on a cut, that's the first card that I put together, and the reason for that is that if I'm working things out, and on this card it's a good thing because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the bottom. I had extra space on the bottom, and so I cut out some of these tags, but I used a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I had it on the side there, so I cut that out twice, and so I got all these extra tags, and I've got a box that also says spare cuts, and I put my spare cuts in that box. And so at any rate, this was my little error. Remember I told you I had to change my needle or my blade? Well, this told me I had to change my blade. And here, let me open it so you can see. And I think you can see right here, I put glue on it, so it looks pretty good. You can hardly tell. But if the cut isn't just right, just like these 2 cards are not, check your mat, check your blade, and switch out. Watch Joann's, because they put Cricut supplies on sale probably once every 6 or 8 weeks, and they'll have 25% off, and when they do, I always buy 2 sets of mats, and I'd suggest that you too also do the same. At any rate, thank you for joining me today. And for supplies on this, again, I use the Close to My Heart Art Philosophy cartridge, and I used the Close to My Heart Sparkles, and the Close to My Heart C1558 Stamp Set Wild Wonders Occasions, and I use that also. So, at any rate, I hope you enjoyed today's little card. Have a blessed day. Thank you for visiting us today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now.